Tales of Old Night. It is the 28th millennium. Humanity is beset on all sides, tormented by psykers lost to madness, crushed beneath the claws of alien xenos, corrupted by cultists lost to chaos, shattered by warlords drunk on power, and twisted by mutants born of blighted flesh. The stars are lost, the future a shattered dream. Warp storms rage, isolating the human worlds in shadow and silence. Hope is a dying ember. What follows is no fable, but a perfectly ordinary tragedy for these times. Episode 2: The Writhing Fire. I was a man once. That is the lie they tell about beginnings, that there is a clean line between what was and what must be. I was born on Pemnos, a world of dust, grinders, and endless labor. We stripped metals from poisoned ground and fed them to machines we did not understand. The sky was the color of rusted bone. The nights burned with storms that never fully passed. I carried stone. I bled into soil that would never grow. I prayed to nothing and received nothing in return, until the diviner spoke, not in words, in patterns, in futures folded into one another like flesh into scar. I saw the end of men. I saw the false hope of order. I saw the galaxy devouring itself slowly and calling it survival. And I saw myself, not crowned, not praised, necessary. The diviner showed me what would come if I failed. Worlds gnawed hollow by xenos, cities kneeling before false saints, men killing one another over scraps of forgotten scripture. Change was the mercy, fire the cure. When my sight opened, the pain was exquisite. My skull split with light, eyes formed where none had been. One in my palm, one behind my tongue, one that looks backward through time and forward through fate. They called it mutation. I call it revelation. My disciples were drawn to me before I spoke. The broken, the warped, the dreaming. They came crawling. They came singing. They came already changing. Limbs softened into coils. Skin hardened into scale and feather. Mouths split into beaks that spoke prophecy instead of prayer. Some grew wings that never learned to fly, only to tremble in the presence of truth. The most blessed changed the most. One grew a crown of eyes that wept fire. Another shed his bones entirely and flowed like scripture across the floor. They stand nearest to me now. They always do. We marked ourselves with the sign the diviner favored, the circle of fate, the eye of living flame. Serpents twisting inward and outward at once. It is not a symbol, it is a map. Pemnos resisted for 3 days. The Manufactoria burned first, then the Habstacks, then the temples that promised salvation through stillness. I did not order the atrocities, I foresaw them. Children screamed with adult voices. Men tore their own faces away to see better. Women birthed things that spoke my name before they could breathe. The old governors begged for mercy. I gave them truth instead. Pemnos was silent by the 7th sunrise. From its ashes we rose outward. A crusade of liberation, a pilgrimage of fire. We broke cult after cult as we spread. The red butchers who worshipped slaughter without vision. They charged screaming and died screaming, confused to the end. Their God does not plan. He only consumes. We shattered them utterly. Others followed gods of rot or excess. They clung to decay or sensation like infants to a corpse. They mistook stagnation for depth. Only the diviner sees all paths. Only change endures. Now I stand above a world whose name I have already forgotten. Its defenders call themselves the Resistance. They deny my divinity while their walls crumble. They claim humanity must be preserved like a corpse. My armies encircle their last stronghold. Tens of thousands kneeling, mutated, transfigured, beautiful. Tentacles clutch laser guns like relics. Feathered wings cast shadows shaped like sigils. Eyes blink open across armor and flesh. Watching futures unfold, they do not chant. They listen. The diviner has shown me the outcome. The gates will fall in 47 heartbeats. Their leaders will beg in 62. The last unbeliever will die alone, convinced to the end that he was right. I grieve for him already. When this world is silent, the sector will follow. Then another, then another. I will free them all. I will end the old night, even if I must remake humanity into something worthy of the dawn.